In November 1932, the Australian military opened fire on an enemy that outran their bullets, outmaneuvered their formations, and, by most accounts, won. That enemy was the emu. After the First World War, thousands of returning Australian soldiers were given plots of land in Western Australia under a settlement scheme. The land was dry, the soil was poor, and wheat farming was brutal work even in a good year. Then came the emus. Every year, tens of thousands of them migrated inland from the coast after breeding season, and the newly cleared wheat fields looked like an all-you-can-eat buffet. By 1932, an estimated 20,000 emus had moved through the Campion district alone, trampling fences, tearing up crops, and leaving gaps in the fence lines that let rabbits pour in behind them. The farmers, many of them veterans of the war they had just survived, petitioned the government for military help. They asked, quite literally, for machine guns. Australia's Minister of Defence, Sir George Pearce, agreed. He authorized a small detachment of the Royal Australian Artillery and even arranged for newsreel cameras to film the operation. Command of the operation went to Major G.P.W. Meredith, joined by 2 machine gunners. Their equipment was simple, 2 Lewis guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. On November 2, 1932, the soldiers spotted their first target, a group of roughly 50 emus. It should have been an easy win. It was not. The moment the guns opened fire, the birds scattered in every direction. Emus can run over 30 miles an hour, and they do not run in straight lines. After 3 full days of engagement, the soldiers had killed only about 30 birds. Thousands of rounds had been fired. The emus, for the most part, simply kept moving. On November 4th, the men tried a new plan, an ambush at a dam where emus gathered to drink. They waited until more than 1,000 birds were in range and opened fire. One of the Lewis guns jammed after only a few rounds. In the time it took to clear it, the entire flock scattered and vanished into the scrub. Within days, the operation was quietly withdrawn. Newspapers across Australia had a field day. One editorial joked that the emus had won outright, and that a medal should be struck for the only bird in history to defeat a machine gun unit. Public embarrassment forced a second attempt. On November 12th, Meredith's team returned to the field, this time with better tactics and more patience. Over the following month, the results improved. Meredith later reported 986 confirmed kills, using nearly 10,000 rounds of ammunition, roughly 1 emu for every 10 bullets fired. Even by the military's own numbers, the cost was hard to justify. On December 10, 1932, the operation was shut down for good. The machine guns went home. The government eventually solved the actual problem the boring way, a bounty system that paid local farmers for each emu they culled themselves. It worked far better than the army ever had. Decades later, ornithologist Dominic Cervini called the entire campaign, quote, an ignominious military fiasco. It remains one of the only recorded cases of a modern army being fought to a standstill by a bird. Follow Forgotten Record for more true stories history left out of the textbooks.